here we discussed about some topic that is based on prelims specific. Okay. So as we know that the date has been announced and prelims is very important role. Prelims exam is concerned. Lots of topics should be in very simple and lucid manner, so that because you have to understand and wrote basically or cram lots of facts in if the prelims exam is concerned. So in short, like Kuki tribe, the center has assured will hold peace talks with Kuki militant groups. So we have to understand location. They are demanding for separate state for the Kuki tribe in where? Manipur. So basically the Kuki people are in the ethnic group native to Mizo Hills, formerly Lushai Hills in Mizoram. So basically we can say Kuki people are ethnic group of Mizo Hills. Why we are discussing about tribes? Because as we can see the questions every year 1 to 2 questions that is based on the tribes people. Like in 2020 they asked about like Birsa Munda, Ulgulan. So the Kuki rising 1970 to 1919. You have to understand the date as well. Who was the main hero of Kuki rising? Also seen as anti-colonial freedom struggle of the Kukis was fought against the British to preserve their land. During World War II, the Kukis joined the Indian army to fight the British again. So we have to understand the importance of Kuki tribes. So in short, we can say it is found in Manipur, the part of Mizo Hills also, and Kuki rising 1917 to 1919. So here we can say demand for separate state. Why they are demanding for separate state? Because of the language. Okay. So demand for separate, the community today feels that despite never bowing to the British, their contribution in overthrowing the colonialists has never been acknowledged. Rather, it has left them vulnerable even after India gained independence. As we can see it here in the map, here is Nagaland, here is Assam, here is Manipur, here is Tamengalong, is Manipur capital is here Imphal, Bishnupur, Thombal, and here is Kuki land. This one is the Kuki land. So, as we can see in 2021, the question has been asked, with reference to India, the terms Halbi, Ho, Kui pertain to what? Recently, this exam has been asked. So, with reference to India, the terms Halbi, Ho and Kui, try to solve the questions, because if you have a habit to solve the questions, because reading is a different skills and solving question is a different skills. Always keep in mind. You have a like plenty amount of knowledge, but unless you will not solve the question that is exactly in the UPSC previous year or the some kind of test series, you will not exactly get to know that how the questions, how the options are some different, and your mind is not able to think over there. So here the question is Halbi, Ho and Kui pertains to what? Option first, dance forms of Northwest India, musical instrument, prehistoric cave painting, tribal language. So what exactly you need to do? If you are not aware about what exactly is these terms, but you are aware about the Ho rebellion. You heard about like Birsa Munda, like Santhal rebellion, Ho rebellion is a tribes. So somehow you got to know that Ho is not a dance form of India. It's not a musical instrument. It's not a prehistoric cave. 3 options we can easily eliminate. And we are left with the tribal language. So Halbi, Ho and Kui pertains to tribal language. So now here is a specific person name, because in the recent 2-3 years the questions has been framed by the UPSC, the person specific name. So Narsinh Mehta is regarded as the Adikavi. Adikavi is the first poet, and Bhakt Kavi, which means devout poet in Gujarati literature. He is the 15th century poet who has devotee of Lord Krishna. His bhajans are integral part of Gujarat cultural life even 6 centuries after they were written. And why it is in news? A controversy has erupted over naming a spider species after Narsinh Mehta. This was a spider species the name of Narsinh Mehta, member of Nagar sub-caste group of Brahmin community, in which Mehta was born, and admirers of the poet objected to the nomenclature, arguing the bard was already a global name and that was no need to associate his name with a spider. So basically he's a poet, and because in the Kalidas the question had been framed in the 2020 prelims. So that such poet we have to keep in mind. And here is Angadias. So some terms is must be knowing that, like 2019 the prelims question has been asked what about diarchy. So what does it mean? So we have to understand the terms which has been used. Angadias means what? Angadias system is a century-old parallel banking system in the country where traders send cash generally from one state to another through a person called Angadias. It means जो व्यापारी होते थे, they are sending money, they are sending cash generally from one state to another state through a person called Angadias. Angadias basically is similar to like present day courier system. Then that time people were doing such works, and the present day, the modern era that we are using like courier system. It is by and large used in the jewelry business, which Mumbai, Surat and being the most popular routes. There ends the diamond trade also. The cash involved is huge, and it is the responsibility of the Angadias to transfer cash from one state to another. So main work of Angadias is that to save the money from one state to another state. Generally it is the Gujarati people, like Gujarati, Marwari and Malabari community, that they are involved in such business. So basically Angadias is basically the similar, like present day, it's like they are working like a courier, that what the present day courier company is doing. And by and large we can say, like they are used in jewelry business with specifically like the community like Mumbai, Surat and Gujarati people are doing it. Here we can say, here is I mentioned the pictograph so that you can easily recall it. So is it legal? While the Angadias system per se is legal, there hangs a cloud over the activity, as it is suspected that a lot of times it is used to transfer unaccounted money, which is the unaccounted money, which is some kind of the tax invasion, some kind of black money. It has to be counted. So Angadias basically main work to in a safe side, they are transferring money from the one state to the another state. So as a prelims exam is concerned, I just would like to get that solve maximum number of questions. Once the topic has been completed, solve the maximum number of questions. That will help you out to recognize that how many questions you are able to solve. Solve as much as your caliber, because in your exam, as you can see, if you have a caliber to solve 80 questions, 70 questions, so we can say that without knowing the topic, you will not able to solve the question itself. So try to understand the first the nitty-gritty of the subject and nitty-gritty of the topic, then try to solve the questions, and involve in 2 and 3 mock tests, so that once the subject is over, try to solve subject-wise tests like history, polity, geography, and then solve to the overall test. But solve at least 50 to 60 tests, so that you have a command over the subject, and as well as your brain will think about how you need to solve the question itself. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Good night and take care.